What's happening today, guys? Yet another vlog. This is wrapping up the very last day of my road trip with my daughter. We had an absolute blast. Now that I've got the car back, I thought I would take this opportunity to actually show you guys the car, tell you a little bit more about it.
Hey,
and
slow down, it's mail time.
Oh my God.
How's it going?
You guys, Dave's here.
What's up, guys? We got mail.
What do you got?
See it here.
Hold on, hello. Did you open it?
No. That's what it came. It's really weird. It feels like there's two hats and two shirts.
Dave opened it. Dude, you're not customs. You can't open DD email. People want to see it opened on the channel. Let me reopen mail time. Okay, what do we got here? I don't need to be aggressive with this one. Oops. Sorry. Hold on. Oh, we got all sorts of stuff in here. It's like you described.
Seriously?
Dave and Damon, I see why you opened it. They put you first on here. Enjoy the tanks. Tanks? Did he mean thank?
Oh, tanks.
Oh, they're tanked? Oh, I get it. Exotic car trader. Dude, that looks just like Grand Theft Auto. Hopefully see you guys down in Florida soon. The ECT team. Hey, that's really cool. Font isn't copywritten, is it? I don't know.
No idea.
I'm not a copyright lawyer. I think it's cool. Look at this out. Okay, cool. So we got some mail time stuff. I was just about to go over the car with these guys. Show them the car, talk about what we did to the car, because this has been a vision. It's been months and months and months in the making. At the end of the day, I kind of just picked it up and was like, here's the car, but I haven't really said much about it.
That's great. No, I gotta go. So I'm gonna take that.
Okay.
Take one of those.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys later.
You're gonna look great in a tank top. You might want to try tanning a little bit.
All right, peace.
Okay guys, I figure it's time to tell you some tech talk specifics about how I built this car, what products are on this car, and why are they superior to some of the other products out in the marketplace. And that's mainly why I chose them. Now, as you guys know, I drive the living shit out of my cars. I beat the hell out of them, I do donuts in them, I drive them in all types of weather.
Daily driven exotics.
What up? I really pride myself off of taking these cars to places most people would never take them. Now, I need superior quality. In my last build, let's just say I had some failure in the product, in its lasting and its design. And so this time around, I really wanted to build something that was of higher quality, that was gonna withstand the beating I was about to put on it. And so far, this Vorsteiner stuff has been incredible, no word of a lie. This car has already been through a whole rally, a spade rally. It also just came back from California, which my daughter and I drove all the way up the coast. This car's put on thousands and thousands and thousands of miles already, and look at this stuff. I mean, there is no clear bra or anything on the carbon fiber. Look how well it's held up. I mean, it looks almost like the day I bought it. It's been absolutely incredible how it's withstood poundings on the road. That front lip, the splitter, you know, my friend James, the Strad man, he's been doing this funny thing where he gets down for a moment of silence.
Let's give one last moment of silence for this front splitter.
Oh.
Okay, let's roll. Oh, really? You saw that? That's my bad. It's time to take another moment of silence for Damon's front splitter. Moment of silence. Damon is driving the Huracan back to Vancouver, BC. Moment of silence.
Before I leave any location, because everyone thought this car was just gonna get, like, from me beating on it, destroyed. And the proof's in the pudding. It's not destroyed, it's withstanding all the abuse quite nicely. And that's in part to some very specific things when you start buying aftermarket parts for your car. So what does Vorsteiner do differently than maybe a competitor? For example, you can do what's called hand-laid carbon fiber. There's nothing wrong with that. But there is a difference between that and what Vorsteiner does. They go through what's an autoclave process. So this is also in pre-impregnated carbon fiber. So the resins that are needed to make the carbon fiber hard, if you're not familiar with carbon fiber, it comes out in a fabric form, and there's resins that make it hard in its final state. And it needs to dry and cure. And so you can do it where you hand lay it up and basically naturally let the air cure it over a long period of time. Or you can actually put it in a pressurized chamber and use heat and do heat and pressure, and that is called autoclaving. And that's where you can get basically a stronger, more durable, better product. And that's what Vorsteiner does. So they use high quality, pre-impregnated carbon fiber, and they use autoclave to basically like fill their mold and come out with this incredible durable product. So it has a super aggressive front end. You guys have seen it. If we move past the front bumper, this, by the way, this is a complete front bumper replacement. So this isn't just a lip. This is also complete fender replacements to get these louvered fenders, which probably one of my favorite things on the car, right behind the, no pun intended, the rear end. But I love the race car look, and so these louvered fenders were a must for me. I love how these look, and they are actually functional. They do remove heat from the brakes, so when heat builds up in the fender, this is vented, and it's all functional. That's what I like about Peter and the team over at Vorsteiner, is they're not just thinking fashion, they're thinking function. So this car looks good, but it actually performs. Then down here you have the side splitter, which is really cool because it's got a little lip on the side. And then moving back past the splitter, we have this 4-inch raised wing. They do have two models of wings for the Huracan. One is a lower wing, a little sleeker looking. So if you don't want such a high wing, you can get something that is lower. And then there's this, I mean, this takes my breath away. That rear end, in my opinion, is nicer looking than even the Performante. That's just my opinion, but I absolutely love this. You can go as far as getting, if you kept your car NA, you could go as far as getting center exit exhaust. I went with, obviously, VF Engineering's purpose-tuned exhaust to go with their supercharger. And as you can see, that VF Engineering exhaust uses the stock quad tip placement, which is totally cool with me. I really like this look. Center mount exhaust is cool too, but it's not a necessary thing for me. Quite happy with this look. Now, the other thing I wanted to share with you guys are, I have Vorsteiner wheels. Now these wheels are done in what's considered a carbon graphite color. I love this look. Black for me was what I thought I wanted. When I saw these, I was in love with these. I think this is a nice change up from black. Black's been super trendy and everyone's got it, so I'm really happy with this finish. Now, this is the VFF 105 flow forged wheel from Vorsteiner. These wheels are really cool because they're not as expensive as a 3-piece wheel. And for me, that's really important because I stunt my car. So if I was to damage one or do something, it's not gonna cost me an arm and a leg to replace them. Also, the neat thing is they are quite lightweight. They do a lot of engineering in making these wheels lightweight. So they use a stronger aluminum so they can use less aluminum, which lightens the wheel. They also do something that's called, I believe, rear pad pocketing or something along those lines. Now, I'm obviously not a Vorsteiner tech, but they do something that also enhances the ability to lighten the wheel. So these wheels I've been super, super happy with. Now, I know that the look, some of you have said, are a little similar to the stock wheel, and they kind of are, but I like that. The stock wheels on this car were absolutely gorgeous, but I think these are just slightly subtle enough. Moving on from that, you can see that the stance on this car is mwah, and that is all in thanks to GMG Racing. Scotty and James, all and the rest of the team down there, they've set this up real proper. Now, the stance comes from a Novatech suspension setup, and then the boys at GMG, they have a racing division and they have a street division. So that means they can take their racing technology and all their R&D and help apply some of that to street applications. And that's what they've done here. They've slammed the car, but it's not just slammed and unpurposefully. They've very meticulously done alignment and made this so this ride is like, it's amazing going down the road. You can see the car is wrapped We have a custom wrap from the boys at Protective Film Solutions. Ryan and his team are the best in the business, I believe. They've been able to print this design for me. They've been able to treat it with Ceramic Pro so that it does what's called closing the pores, because with white it's prone to staining, and then this way it's not going to stain. And then you're going to have the blue design all along the bottom of the car, and they even have a guy who comes in-house, and believe it or not, on the car, and I met him just recently, fantastic gentleman, they can do these calipers. So they can paint your calipers to match any of the wraps that they can do. And look at how beautiful a job they did on this. I mean, nailed it, right? The blue, look at this. So I am super, super grateful and happy with that. Oh, the power. This car is stupid fast. Now, you have choices when it comes to power upgrades for obviously force induction with V10. You can go supercharger or you can go twin turbo. Now, if you want 1,000+ horsepower and you want a rocket that's, you know, basically meant for a straight line, that's a great application. That wasn't for me. As you guys know, I like to go around in circles and I like to do it in a controlled state, in a controlled manner. So for me, the VF Engineering supercharger was super, super reliable. I mean, they've never had an engine pop. They've had no issues with tuning these cars. They fine tune them. I mean, this car, no word of a lie, drives as if it was stock. Except for when you want to get on it, it has 800+ horsepower. And that's all in thanks to the supercharger in combination of the new exhaust and the tuning that Nick does at VF Engineering. They also have a 900 horsepower kit. Insane, which is a pulley upgrade, some obviously new software, and I believe it's a fuel system upgrade. That's just insane. I can't even imagine. So if you wanted 900 horsepower, you want it reliable, you don't want to have any headaches, you don't want your car, you know, having any issues with the ECUs or tuning, this is the way to go. I can vouch for it. I've put something just shy of like 12 or 13,000 miles now on this system. Flawless, no issues. And if you haven't seen my videos, I beat the hell out of this thing. I beat the hell out of it on my rally, snowball rally. So this performed in -20, that's Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit. You guys can look it up. This performed perfectly in -20, parked outside, started in the morning, no problem, drove all through multiple states in the middle of January, the worst snowstorm in a decade, drove on a snow racetrack in Aspen, and then just recently I drove it from California with my daughter back to Canada, and there were spots where we hit 105 degrees Fahrenheit, it was 41 degrees Celsius. So from one extreme to the other, we've gone from freezing temperatures to super, super hot, never overheated, always started. I mean, I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not paid by these guys to say this. I very, very carefully researched what I wanted, how I wanted it to look, how I wanted it to function, and that's how I got this car. So I did it all in part by having an idea in my head and sharing it with these gentlemen, and they really executed it, because at the end of the day, I didn't build the car. Also, huge shout out to James at Signature Auto Body, because he's the one that installed the kit. I'm very grateful for the very short timeline he had to work with, but he made it happen. So now, without any further ado, why don't we show you guys the supercharger and give it a quick start up so you can hear it. So you should be able to hear that whine from the supercharger. So the exhaust has a really nice brap to it. Hear that whine? I'll try not to get too much throttle for the brap. So under load, this thing sounds right nutty. And the shifts, downshifts, have that crackle, crackle, crackle. And when you get on it, you can do this. Now, I do have neighbors in this building complex, and I think they're gone. I hope they're gone. If not, they're probably gonna walk over here and tell me to shut this thing off, which I've done. Now, the plenum you can get customized, painted in any color you want. I chose at the time just to go with black. Mainly because I knew I was gonna change the wrap on the car. I wasn't 100% sure what I was gonna go with. So I thought, why don't we wait until that day comes, and then if I want, I can take it off and get it painted. I've now decided I'm going to paint this, but I'm not gonna tell you what I'm gonna do with it yet. I think it's gonna be pretty cool and pretty wild. It'll make for a good surprise for Monterey Car Week. So let me show you guys the supercharger. This car is just such a beast. So that's it. This is the DD Tire Slayer 2.1, and I can't wait to bring it around and show you guys, put more people in that driver's seat. I know a bunch of you have already been in the driver's seat. I hope you enjoyed that. I want to do something where we get to an event location that we can legally and properly be insured for the liability and risk of taking you guys for a ride in this, and me doing some crazy donuts. So looking for a location for that. I also have a tire sponsor coming on board. Hopefully they're gonna be on board with doing that for you guys. That's it, that's a wrap. Thanks for listening to my tech talk on the DD Tire Slayer 2.1. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment. All right guys, one final look at her. Then it's time for me to shut off the lights here in the DD HQ and go home and start it all over again tomorrow. Peace.